Good morning. Today I'm going to try to list 50 items and I'm going to take you guys along with me on the journey. I also have a couple random topics I want to talk about. One of them is buying out other people's inventory. I've done that a couple times now, so I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts, my experiences. Also, for this video, I am in a listing accountability group, so I'm going to talk about my experience with that. But before we get started, let me show you guys what I'm listing today. So this rack has the 40 items from the last challenge I did 2 weeks ago that I didn't get listed. And then I also have some shoes. Ariat, I always forget how to say this. The bottoms of these boots are really don't have much wear at all. No heel drag or anything. I paid $15 for these, but so far I was just looking in my closet. I've sold 3 pairs of Ariats between $30 and $60, and they all sold within just a couple days of listing them. So I'm gonna give these a try because they're in such good condition. Next I have a pair of Allen Edmonds shoes. So last challenge video I listed 2 pairs of Allen Edmonds. They were the Park Avenue style, which I think is a nicer style from that brand. I've actually never sold Allen Edmonds shoes before because I hadn't found them before last video. But I actually just got an offer this morning for $60 on one of the pairs I listed last week. So that's a good sign. $60, I paid $10 I think for those, so $60 would be great if I could get that for those Allen Edmonds. Then we have a pair of Saucony running shoes, Brooks running shoes, Laredo cowboy boots, and then this brand, which I had never found before. Pumps look good. These are in really nice condition. As you can see, I paid $9.99 for these. Unlike last time, I don't have the shoes prepped. I still need to take off the price and do some cleaning. I'm gonna get started. My goal is I'm gonna photograph 20 items, then I'll come back and talk about one of the topics I want to talk about in this video. So I'm gonna get to it. Quick check-in, it is 11:30 and I have photographed 35 items on the rack. My husband just got home from playing soccer with some friends and grabbed lunch for us, so I'm gonna go eat, then I'll come back and chat for a little bit. But making good progress, 15 items more to photograph, no, 16 items to photograph, and then I can start listing. So I'm back from lunch now and I wanted to talk about the first topic, which was buying out other resellers' inventory, my experience with it, my thoughts going forward. So I have now bought inventory from other resellers that were closing their closets 3 times. The first time was definitely the best. The prices were really low. I want to say $3 an item, $5 an item, something like that. Actually, I think I paid $8 for the best stuff, and I think I paid $5 for everything else. That's what it was. And I made over a $10 profit on most of the items that I sold from her. So then the second time I bought stuff from somebody, I guess the inventory wasn't as good. So I probably made a $5 or $6 per item profit on the stuff, which I didn't have to source it, right? I just had to list it and ship it. But I just wasn't as excited about the inventory, and a lot of it sat, and so it took longer to move. And then recently I bought a bunch of stuff and it just isn't in the condition that I expected, and I could go back and ask for a refund, but I just don't really want to do that. And so I don't know, it just kind of soured my taste though, because it's I paid almost $6 an item. A lot of it has flaws. It's what I'm listing now, so it's just frustrating me. And the other thing is, whenever I do these buyouts, I get 50, 100 items, and that's 50 or 100 items that I have to list before I can go source again, or that I have to list before my death pile is empty. I'm really wanting to go garage selling this summer. Last summer I set a rule for myself. I couldn't go to garage sales unless I listed all of my unlisted inventory. I'm just thinking that I probably won't be buying other people's inventory in the future unless it's just an amazing deal that I can't pass up, that I know will sell well. I guess just because I really want to go garage selling, and I'd rather spend the time looking for things that will sell faster and for higher profits. And last listing challenge, a lot of the items that I personally sourced, that I found myself and chose to buy individually, and I could inspect them at the store or at the garage sale, those were some of my fastest sales for the most profit. So overall, I'm just thinking, I like the sourcing part of it. I find higher profit, faster flips when I go buy them myself versus getting someone else's inventory. Let me know your guys' opinions down below. Have you bought out inventory from other resellers before? Have you had a lot of luck with it? Or have you not had luck with it? Let me know what you're thinking. So next, I'm gonna photograph 16 more things, and then I will begin listing. So I'm gonna show you some of the flaws I'm talking about that I found in the inventory I bought out that I'm listing today. So first is this dress. So this is supposed to be stitched inside, but the stitching is undone for over half of the hem. This one, what was wrong? Oh, it just has like the buttons hanging loose on it. This one, it doesn't really look like anything's wrong, but then when you look closer and photograph it, I don't know if it's really showing in this lighting, but there's basically like a big stain on the back that you can definitely see in the photographs. This one, there is a minor stain somewhere right here, which I could probably get out, but I just hate finding issues when I'm listing stuff. I just want it to be good to go. This jacket, there's a button missing. Oh, and there's like white paint on it. This one, I think it just had a little stain on it. Oh yeah, it was on the sleeve. Yep, so here's stain on this one. And then this one also has a stain on it. Right here. And it's new with tags. So it's just been frustrating to list this stuff because, I mean, that's like a third of the items. And yeah, I'm debating reaching out. I got this stuff like months ago and it's been in my death pile. So it feels like it's kind of like too late and my fault for not checking it closer when I got it. But it definitely has just make me wary of buying out other people's inventory because this isn't fun. Like, it's not fun to list stuff and have to be looking for flaws and finding so many. I'd rather go to the store, find stuff I really am excited about, look it over, know it doesn't have flaws when I buy it, and then like the stuff last time I was so excited to list, and this time I'm like, oh, I'm glad I'm getting these done, but I'm not really enjoying this. It is 2 o'clock now and I photographed 43 items. I have done everything that I want to photograph on the mannequin, and so I have 7 left, but there's a couple in here that I don't think I'm going to list. Like this one, definitely see it in the pictures. I don't know if you could see it on the video, but the stains were so bad on this one, I'm probably not going to list it at all. And then there might be 1 or 2 other ones in here that I end up deciding not to list. So I have 7 technically left to photograph, but I'd like to photograph more than that. I have these 2 items that were too small for the mannequin, so I'm gonna do flat lays. Then this purse and 6 pairs of shoes. So that's 9 things, which would bring me up to 52, which would give me 2 items that I decide not to list. So that's my plan right now. I'm gonna go flat lay photograph these 9, then I'm gonna list. And if I end up needing more, I can photograph some of the pants, but I don't plan to. Okay, it is now 3 o'clock. I have photographed 50 items, and I just emailed the person I bought from about the flaws. There's just too many. I have to just ask, even though it's been so long that if she said, sorry, it's been 6 months, you should have said something sooner, that's fine. But I made a list and I had 16 out of I think 50 I bought from her that I know have flaws, and I'm nervous that there's flaws I've missed since there were so many flaws that I found. But yeah, so I have 50 photographed and I'm gonna start listing. I do think that I'm not going to list some of the flawed items. I probably won't get 50 listings up today because I'm not gonna list all of those, I think. But I did get 50 photographed and now I'm gonna start listing. And I will check in. It is, like I said, it's 3 o'clock now. My husband and I are gonna take the dogs for a walk. So go out and get some exercise and then I'll be back and I will start photographing. I'm back from the walk. It's now 5 p.m. and I'm going to start listing. I think I'm going to use a strategy I've heard some people talk about where they put their photos in drafts on Poshmark on their phone, but then they go over to the computer and actually type up the listing. I definitely think that that might be faster since I can type faster on the computer than I can type on my phone. And I think my friend Becky Becky Park and Poshmark. I think she does that. Maybe that's where I got it from. I think it was her, so let me give her credit. And if this happens to be the first video you watched of mine, Becky's one of my good reseller friends who also has a YouTube channel. Definitely check her out. And last listing challenge I did with her and Courtney from Common Tags. This time I'm not doing it with them, but I did start a listing accountability group. At the end of my last listing challenge video, I asked anyone who would be interested in an accountability group to email me, and the group of people, there was like around 15 people. I started a Facebook group. So a quick shout out to the other people who are also at their houses listing today and updating in the accountability group. Chelsea, Giovanna, Amanda, Josie, Cami, Lisa, and Grace. I hope you guys are having fun. The accountability group is nice because everybody's been posting throughout the day, like just woke up, getting started, or you know, I'm this many listings in. If you guys do want to join the accountability group, it is called Amber's Listing Accountability Group on Facebook. Feel free to join it. And the next time I do a listing challenge, I'll again post in there and see if anybody wants to do it along with me. And again, the point is just to have other people to talk to. Just to be clear, like it doesn't have a cost or anything. I just want other people to keep me accountable. It would have been easy for me to wake up today and say, I don't really feel like listing 50 items. But since I knew there were a few other people who were expecting me to be listing, it was good accountability, exactly as I hoped. So a quick check-in. I drafted all 50 photos into Poshmark and I've listed 10 and I already sold one. So here are the comps. That one is the same top. It sold for 30. This one sold for 18. This one's 25. And there is my sold listing. And I sold it for 20 because it has a stain right here. So I already made a sale and I think I got a reasonable price for it, and I'm gonna get back to finishing up these listings. I can't believe it. I just sold another thing. I've only listed 20 things and now I've sold 2 of them. I listed this orange Free People dress and it's like new condition. There's like quite a few others listed and it's an older style and it's also in the middle of winter. So I listed it at 22, which was in the range of others, and then someone offered me 15 and really I wanted 20 for it, but I was just like, it's January. There's a lot of others listed. Just take the $15 and sell it in 2 minutes. So I accepted the $15 offer and now I have 2 sales to ship out tomorrow and I've only listed 20 things. So this is going well. I'm gonna keep listing and hopefully I'll be checking back in with another sale. I don't know if there's just a bunch of people shopping or if it's just a coincidence that I've sold 2 things, but this has been a fun night. Oh, also one other note, the dress I listed, someone else had the same dress listed that was the same condition. They had it listed at $18, same size and everything. Like I said, I listed them at 22 and I got the $15 offer and I was just like, yeah. If they offered the 15 to the other person, they would take it. So I'm gonna take this and get the sale. All right, it is 10:30 and this is normally when I go to bed and I think I'm just gonna call it. I'm at 43 items. I'm very happy with what I got done today. So the Ariats were the first thing I sold today. Or not sold, but listed today. Then this top was the first thing I sold. And then this Free People dress was the second thing I sold. So it's now a week later and I have still only sold the 2 items I sold during the challenge. As I was inventorying everything, I found 5 more flaws in items that I bought from this other reseller. And it's very frustrating. I did reach out to her almost a week ago now saying, hey, I have 16 items that have flaws out of the 55 I bought. And since then I've found 5 more, so I'm actually at like 21 flaws out of 55 items. So I ended up deciding to not even list 5 of the items. 2 of them were just super hairy and they're a material that's like really difficult to get hair out of. One was Eileen Fisher with the stain on the back, and then another was a pair of heels that like the plastic bottom layer, there was like a big chunk of it that was gone. I did go back to this person's listings to check to see if any of these issues were disclosed and none were. They all said excellent condition. I do want to apologize too, because I shouted this person out on Instagram. I actually helped her sell off a bunch of her inventory, and I know quite a few of you bought from her and have messaged me about also having flaws. So again, I apologize. When I got the items, I just pulled out a couple things on top, looked them over, and they were fine. And then I shouted her out, and I should have done more due diligence to look over the items further. Again, let me know what your guys' experiences are with buying out other people's inventory. I have probably been contacted 20 times to buy out inventory. I've only done it 3 times. Like I said, the first was great. The second was not bad, $7 per item, but I prefer to go source stuff on my own. And then this last one, I mean, I'll probably still make my money back plus some, but it's been very, very frustrating to list because I feel like I have to be very aware of what I'm doing and of looking over the item super thoroughly because I keep finding flaws. So I just want to end by saying that I will do more research in the future before I suggest people buy from them. And I think I don't know, a lot of us just have different opinions about what's acceptable and not acceptable in terms of flawed items. I personally do not like listing flawed items. I don't like having a bunch of flawed items in my closet, but I know for some people they don't care if there's a minor flaw. They'll still pick it up, still list it, and whether they disclose it or not also varies from person to person. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. If you enjoyed this video or found it interesting, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you all for watching, and stay tuned because I will have a new video out soon.